Woo! Breaking news today, everyone. I'm sure you've already heard it.
We got breaking news in the NFL, and it happens to be Derek Carr has officially said goodbye to the Las Vegas Raiders. In a statement, he said he still has the fire to pursue a championship elsewhere. Carr became a trade candidate when they benched him for Jared Stidham in the past 2 weeks in that final season finale there. The Raiders will have to find a trade partner, though, for the three-time Pro Bowler by February 15th. That's when the $40 million in contract kind of kicks in for Carr. Saying, Raider Nation, it breaks my heart. Indeed, getting the opportunity to say goodbye in person. We certainly have been on a roller coaster in our 9 years together. Going on and saying we had our share of both heartbreaking moments and thrilling game-winning drives. And it always feels like you were there next to me. I look forward to a new city and a new team who, no matter the circumstance, will get everything I have. Winning a championship is what I've always wanted and what I will continue to work towards.
What's up, Raider Nation? I think it's a day for sure in Raiders history. Some of you are probably excited about today. Some of you are probably upset. But as we know, Derek Carr has made his exit, or at least he's released a statement that leads us in that direction. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously, this entire show. We want to hear from you as well. If you want to call in, let us know. We'll put the call-in number up. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member. The drinking game alert tonight is Derek Carr or GC4. So anytime you hear that, take a drink. Some of y'all might need it tonight for whichever reason, whether you're sad or celebrating. We got Mother Moon. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, everyone? Don't remember, if you don't drink, you could twerk or toke. But if you start drinking too much, do both.
Do both. There you go. And we have a special guest co-host tonight, Scotty Waddy, Raider One, a longtime Derek Carr supporter. So we're going to hear his take on this tonight. How are you?
Doing great. Good.
Let's go over it because there was a lot of kind of I saw a lot of hidden messages. No, I wouldn't say that. I read into things. I didn't see hidden messages. I'm not trying to say Derek Carr put hidden messages. I read into things, which I tend to do. What can I say? I thought it was interesting that part of his statement was he said he wanted to thank the Las Vegas Raiders for allowing them or to be the new home, something of that nature. But then he said he wanted to thank the city of Las Vegas. He wanted to thank the city of Oakland for taking them in. That statement was super weird to me because Oakland's home. Oakland's always been home. It's where the Raiders began. It's not like it was a city they played in for a season while their stadium got built and they took them in. So I'm not sure what he meant by that. And the other thing I thought was interesting was he said, he gave it everything he had. And to me, that was very profound because for me, thank you for that, first of all. And I believe he did. I believe he did day in and day out. But if everything you had, unfortunately, whatever the circumstances are, I get it. We could debate defense, coaching, instability, ownership all day. But with everything he had, it still came up short a lot. So therein lies, I think, the issue that maybe McDaniels or whomever, finally came to that conclusion. Before we go on to contract talks and whatnot, really, really quickly, or however long you want to take, do you want to talk about just the statement itself, Mother Moon?
Well, I was reading it as well, trying not to read between the lines, but I think it was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
I wish that his brother did not say anything until at least, Derek had a chance to speak on it.
Right.
Definitely think it was sincere. The Oakland comment, thank you for letting us in. It may have been a little backwards. Las Vegas, thank you for letting us in, and home is Oakland. Right. That's they're just little words, which words mean a lot, but.
Right, and I agree with you. I think David should have let Derek Carr release the statement before he said something. And and I did kind of skip over that. It was very heartfelt, and reading it initially, I was like, wow, I kind of feel really badly for this guy.
Yeah, I did too, but it was respectful, as we always know him to be. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated that he acknowledged the fans. Not like, Baby Davis, he's gone, he's, didn't care. He acknowledged, he named as many organization groups as he was close to his heart, and I appreciated his words.
Exactly. That's well said, Mother Moon. He's always been a class act for sure,
Yeah.
which I don't think we can say as much for Mark Davis, Baby Davis, as we call him here. Yeah, I think he's always been really good to the fans. He's always ran over to the black hole, giving high fives, hugs. He's great in that way for sure.
Yeah.
Scotty Waddy, do you have any statements on his statement?
Yeah. Again, I didn't want to read too much into, like Mother Moon said, I didn't want to read too much into it either. I took it at face value. I took that caught my attention too, taking us in. But when I initially read it, I took it as in him and his family. I didn't really see it the way that you guys said it. Again,
Okay,
I don't,
fair enough.
I don't know, but that's the way that I initially took it. I did mention to another friend of mine. I said this letter was not written to the Raiders. This letter was written to the nation,
That's
and
true.
I think it was classy
And the
because he
city.
mentioned him, if I'm not mistaken, one time. Thank you to the Raiders organization, but the letter was addressed to the nation. It was
That's
addressed
true.
to the fans. And that to me was a big deal, because it's so polarizing and it's so, it's such a topic, the Derek Carr, like him, love it, whatever you want, but it's such a topic still. But
Yeah.
he addressed that to all the nation, and he said, even in the bad times, even in the good times, thank you. I appreciate you guys, having me or whatever, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
I totally agree that it was sincere. I believe that it was heartfelt, and I'm not even gonna lie. I felt bad for him too. I was
Yeah.
like, he did not want this to be like that. He
Right.
didn't want the goodbye to be that, and
Agree.
it was coming off the paper to me. It was jumping off the screen.
Well, who would want to end that way? I mean, his last game's not even a home game in front of the fans. It's out in Pittsburgh. I mean, in fact, I just thought of this. We don't even know how that ended in terms of like, did he fly home with the team? I'm sure if he didn't, we would have heard about it. So it's probably news that came to him later. But still, I'm sure when he walked off when he left Pittsburgh, he never thought he would never enter the building again as a Raider. And that's got to be a shock, I think, to anyone, and anyone that has any empathy or compassion, I think, would be able to hopefully, relate to that. But let's go ahead.
And you're talking Derek Carr's 31. He was there 9 years. He spent a third of his life in the Raider organization.
Right. That's true.
The other third, he was a child.
Mm.
I mean, that's everything basically.
Right. Yeah.
And also, I think when he said, I gave it everything I had, his body, his heart, his mind, everything. And I whatever his future is, I hope that there's a little bit more that he can give that makes him content that he has done well in his career and is ready to, step away when he's ready. But yeah, they
when
did him
he's
dirty.
We have a lot to cover here. What's up, Jay Jackson, Juan Hernandez, Fishing Game, Michael, Jeffrey, April, welcome back. Raiders Speedy, and I think we are going to do callers eventually. There's a lot to cover. I think like we're 11 minutes into this, and I feel like we're not even through the intro yet.
Right.
So we want to give everyone their space and their time. This is a platform for everybody. We want to hear. It's a hot topic, whether you loved him or hated him. Right? He was. Even if you want to be in denial, if you're a Raiders fan, he was our quarterback for 9 years. I mean, you have to admit that. You can't just say that he's not, right? So let's bring Lo into this, and we'll get his opinion. What's good? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? How you guys
What's
doing?
going on? Good to see
What's
you.
up, Spicy? What's up, man? Hey, Scotty, nice to meet you, man. First time. Nice to meet you, brother. How you doing?
Likewise.
So we were going over the statement that he made. I'm sure you've read it. We were all just giving kind of our opinion on what we thought of it. How did you feel reading Derek Carr's actual statement come out when he released it?
I knew the day was coming. I wasn't ready for it. Just you know what I mean. But it was I think personally it was heartfelt. I think it was exactly what we come to expect of this guy, regardless of some of his play on the field and what some people feel about him. He's always been a class act. You know what I mean? He did what he can. He put himself on the line for us. You know what I mean? Yes, he got paid millions of dollars. Yes, and every other player gets paid millions of dollars. It doesn't matter. He was with us for 9 years, no matter what. We have cousins that we don't like, and they're still part of our family, and we still got to, you know what I mean? They still brand the name and whatever. He's always going to be a Raider no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the ups, downs, and everything. And what you said was perfect. I'm good with that. I'm ready to move on.
Lo, as you just said, he's going to be a Raider no matter where he goes. I think wherever he goes, some fans may still represent his number.
Of course, and that's everyone's. Right? Yeah, anybody can do what they want. Look, okay, I had feelings on Brady. Whatever, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Not the greatest NFL football player. You know what I mean? But I digress. But regardless, whatever. If he's a Raider, he's a Raider. Am I going to buy his jersey? No. I got Adams. I got all kinds of other players jerseys I can buy. You know what I mean? But that's just my personal opinion. Is it going to change anything? No. Am I still going to be a Raider fan? Yeah. Am I still going to rock with certain people? Yeah. Am I not? No. I mean, it just is what it is, you know?
Right.
And he is going to be a Raider for life. Once a Raider, always for later, for sure. Yeah. My thought process when you just said this, Lo, the way it was exited doesn't seem like it was mutual. It doesn't seem like he's happy. Nah. So I'm wondering if he'll come back. I guess we'll see what happens in the future if he wins championships elsewhere. But if he'll come back and retire as a Raider, I guess only the future will tell. If he has 1 or 2 years and there's no success, maybe. But if he goes on to win championships, maybe not. But let's get into his contract just a little bit here, and some details about just everything that's going on, and we'll watch a little highlight footage as we go through this here. So, as we're talking about, of course, seemingly the Raiders have all but made it clear that they are moving on from DC4. It appears to be almost certain, right? But anything can happen. In fact, he could remain a Raider. It's not likely with the statement that he released. It sounds like he's ready to move on. I'm sure he's had discussions with his family. He's ready to move on. But really, that's the reality because of his contract. Time is of the essence, though. There's a hard deadline of February 15th, about a month from now, whereas $40.4 million comes fully guaranteed for DC. So to a trade to me doesn't seem likely. I could be wrong. I think the Raiders will ultimately end up cutting him. I don't think they'll be able to get a trade. That's my opinion. This is similar to what happened to Matthew Stafford, right? So a trade could have been made with Stafford could be made like it did with Stafford, but his circumstances were very different. And then, as we know, he did go on to be successful. But at the end of the day, with the no trade clause that Derek Carr has, DC really has all the power in this. If he doesn't like his options, he can say, release me. And then he would become a free agent, right? And then he can, and I'm sure him and his family and him and his agent have weighed out all the ins and outs. And I'm sure he has somewhere he wants to go and he knows his worth before he agrees on a trade. Because again, no trade clause, he has the power. And then if that doesn't happen, then I think he'll test the waters in free agency. And somebody will definitely pick him up. He is still a starting quarterback, in my opinion. What any of you have to say to the future, I guess, of DC?
Well, I think that I've heard somebody say that there's 11 very viable options for teams for him to go to. You gotta wonder. We're all talking about Derek Carr's a class act and he's this and he's that. You know what? I don't know if somebody's going to pick up that $40 million bar tab, but if they do, would DC say, nah, just wait a couple of days and let them cut me because I don't want to give them the picks?
Right.
I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Because he could go that route. He could be petty with it, and I don't know if that's
though. Is that petty?
I don't know. Not necessarily. No.
Yeah.
It's not. But he's got all the power. Really, he really does. He's got his pick of teams. It's already been reported that the Colts were going to give him 2 first rounders last year
in 2025 and 2027, I believe.
Yeah. So
that's a long. That's great and all, but I want it now.
I know, 2027.
Well, they may not, and I don't know everybody else's contracts, but they may not have it. They may have already traded him away, and that's all they had. But yeah. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much if he were to be traded right now, this is what the current deal what we will owe him. So if they were to trade him in 2023, it'll be 32.9 base salary, 100,000 workout bonus, 33 cap hit, and then 24 will be 41, well 42 million base salary, same thing, $42 million cap hit, 41.2, basically the same thing, 41.3 cap hit. And that's in 23, 24, 25. So with that being said, and another thing, y'all, there you go, right there. Perfect. Yeah. Another thing that being said too is that they should have traded him at the beginning of the season. When they came in, they should have traded him because one of the biggest things and a lot of people are going to look at, and it's going to be hard to trade him, is because he is 0-7 in the cold. So what that means is he can't go to the East Coast. So the Jets ain't going to pick up nothing. They ain't giving him nothing. They're going to give him probably $20 million a year.
He's been top of the Jets have been up there in talks, and I didn't consider that. That's a great point.
No,
Yeah,
I hadn't thought that either.
Yeah, he is 0-7 in cold games. So no one's going to give up a first, second round or anything like that. I wouldn't.
But if he's willing, let's say that happened, if he's willing to train out in the cold, I think he probably could adapt.
Oh, he'll get a win or two. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get a win. I mean, he's going to win. There's not a point. But that team needs a guy that plays in the cold right now because they're in right now mode. Right. Derek Carr, I feel like if he goes to like Carolina, that'll probably be a place for him to grow. He'll probably make the playoffs, but they have more of a solid all-around, full-on team, young team at that too, on the defense side and the offensive side of the ball too. So that would be a good place for him to grow. But as far as Jets, that'll be the dumbest thing for the Raiders. Well, it'll be good for the Raiders because the Raiders can get whatever they can from them because they have so much. But they wouldn't wait. I wouldn't waste it. I'd get them cheaper after they cut them. A lot of people got to realize that.
That's why I said that's why he has all the power, and I don't see that as being petty at all.
Right. No, I think I don't think unless the only way I can see that a team actually saying I'll give you that 32 is if they knew another team was really willing to pick that up. And they said, nah, we want him that bad.
Or another team.
Want to risk it?
Well, it may be that the other team's coaches are like, we could work with him.
Yeah.
McDaniels couldn't work with him.
Yeah.
I think we could take him. I think we could make him our quarterback. Yeah. Maybe they all blame McDaniels and say, no, our coaches are better. We could train him. We could get him in the organization and bring him on over.
Well, to that point, Mother Moon, I think Derek Carr has the talent, has the discipline, has the leadership, has the because he's a good player. So he has all of those things to be able to win a championship with the right package, right? Mm-hmm. Under the right circumstances with a top defense. We all know this. The Raiders have not had a top defense with Derek Carr. In fact, they've had like the bottom defense with him, right? So I think he has all the components to be part of a package to win a championship. He needs to go to a team, though, that has all of those other pieces. Because he's not, in my opinion, he's not the one that is going to win a championship for somebody, right?
He's part of the puzzle.
If he goes to another team or he stays here, they're not going to win a championship because of Derek Carr. They're going to win a championship because Derek Carr is a good player. He has great leadership, great discipline, and the team has a great package. So he's part of a good package. He's not like the guy.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate on that one.
Okay.
Offense sells seats, defense wins championships. That's simple. And you just said it. And we all know it that he hasn't had a defense.
Mm-hmm.
So can we really say he's not that guy? If we don't, we can't really say that. If we don't really have a sample size.
at this point, Scotty, like for real, it's not even a discussion no more.
For the
it?
Raiders,
For us,
right? For the
like
Raiders,
for
No,
right?
no,
us,
for us, I know.
yeah,
No, yeah, I agree. No, I know for us.
yeah.
I think it will take literally Jimmy Garoppolo
He's done that
situation.
move a few times.
Well,
Yeah, I think it'll literally take a Jimmy Garoppolo situation where he restructures, and somebody gets hurt, and all the stars align for him to be a Raider. That's done. That's done. That's
For
too much.
for me personally, the only way it's gonna work, and the nation has to understand, just because of the way the previous regimes have done business, um, we're not gonna get nothing from him.
Well,
They
I
made him
agree.
look so bad. They made him look so bad.
Yeah.
They lost value in him.
Well,
McDaniels does that. McDaniels does that. He did that with
Tebow.
Orton, and he did that with the Broncos, bro. We'll talk about that later. That's something different.
No, that's a great point. I hadn't considered that because how do
That
you
is a
go
great
and try
point.
to sell this person as a top 10 quarterback and then not get the bounce back and say, but you benched him and you're cutting
Thank
him.
you. Why would
Yeah.
you? Why? How in the how
I've got
exactly?
this guy that
How?
could win games, but why'd
But
you
we're gonna
bench
put
him?
him on sideline.
Right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we want your first and second. Yeah, we'll
But
take
we
those.
want a first and
right.
second. That's
that's
You
a
want
good
a
Yeah,
point.
first and second for someone we don't even want to play 2 games in a losing season.
yeah. Foot, mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't,
That's a
consider that.
really good point. Yeah.
And again, that goes back to, Derek Carr having all the power.
Yeah.
At first I thought the contract that he had was judgmental to him, because I thought he should. We're having a conversation, me and my buddy Gravy. We're talking about this, and we're having the conversation that Derek Carr messed up by taking this contract, taking this extension. He should have did what Josh Jacobs did and balled out on the last year of his contract. But I was on Jack's. Oh, Captain Jack told me to tell you guys hi. So,
What's up?
so I was on him, and I was on his channel, and I turned around and told him, I was like, with Carr and oh man, I'm sorry, I just lost train of thought.
That's all I know is you said Carr, so drink.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
right.
there you go. Yeah. No, I was man, I'm sorry, I lost train of thought. It was about McDaniels and Carr, but regardless,
It's all right.
whatever.
Well, while you get your train of thought back, let's go to a quote from one of our favorites, of course, Mad Max. In his statement regarding Derek Carr, he says, you can see it here on the screen. People try to use Derek Carr as an out for why there's problems, but Derek is the reason why we've stayed in a lot of games and won a lot of games. Derek has done a great job. He's a special player. And of course, Mad Max is a favorite of all of ours, and we love what he has to say. And yeah, he's basically saying, that they're trying to use him as a scapegoat, which has been a storyline all along. I think Scotty Waddy Raider One, you were on our show not too long ago, and you were kind of alluding to that. Do you want to comment to Mad Max's tweet?
I'll tell you right now. If Mark Davis is watching this, fuck you. I am wholeheartedly sure that they gave Derek Carr that contract with the intent of not honoring it, to lure Devontae Adams and get rid of him. I wholeheartedly believe that. There's every evidence towards that. So that being
We
said,
love a good conspiracy theory, some black tea.
what's that?
We love some good black tea on our show. We have some
Hey.
coming up, but yeah, you brought up your own.
Hey, and I mean, I just, it's too good of a team. We held Hunter and Waller out mysteriously until shut the fuck up. Nobody believes that shit.
Yeah.
So everybody knows they scapegoated him, but the ownership knows that Carr was a fan favorite. As polarizing as he may be, he's a fan favorite, no matter what. So, and that's why you're getting this reaction on Facebook today based on his statement. But my thing is that they scapegoated him on this shit. You can see it a mile away.
Can I just bring up our black tea now, because you've segued it perfectly with your own conspiracy theory and black tea, and you mentioned Hunter Renfrow. So this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
The black tea tonight, Mother Moon, Raider Rosie, and I had a run-in with Hunter Renfro.
Ooh,
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
But
nice.
here's the black tea. You can read into. I love reading into things. So you
I
tell
know.
me what this statement means to the rest of you. I had a number 4 jersey on. I went up and
Yeah.
talked to Hunter, and he said, "I like your Derek Carr jersey." This was three Saturday
3 days
Sunday.
ago.
Oh, he was trolling the shit out of you.
He was what?
He was
Okay.
probably trolling the shit out of you.
You think it
No,
was
but
shade?
yeah.
I think it
I
meant
don't
that
think so.
he's Team DC. Because
Oh
how
yeah,
do you
I think so
like a
too.
Derek Carr jersey? Everyone has one. There's nothing to like about it.
Yeah,
Except he liked the fact that I was still wearing it and he's on DC's side. That's how I read into it.
I don't think that's shade at all.
nah, I know. I'm just talking shit.
I think that's kind of saying I'm Team DC too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look what they did last year. The Raiders with the slot receiver, they got into the playoffs. The slot receiver was Hunter Renfro.
Right.
You know, they got to have a good, bond.
Mhm.
You know,
I remember Hunter Renfro had stated somebody he did a podcast or somebody, it wasn't nobody big. He was like, yeah, he didn't want to come to the Raiders. You know what I mean? He didn't know nothing about Derek Carr, this, that, and the third. And then when he got the chance and then he met him, he was like, oh shit, it's on. You know what I mean? It was just, but like the Raiders, what I'm saying about that is the Raiders have this stigma, you know what I mean? And going back to I remember what I was talking about. You brought up his contract. So I thought it was a bad idea that he actually got the contract. You know what I mean? But then really, really looking at it, he does have the control to say, hey, this, that, and the third, but they overplayed what he did. You know what I mean? So now it's backfiring on the organization. So now instead of them coming in, that's what I was telling Cap. Like they should have came in and just wiped the whole board. Got rid of Derek Carr. Hey, we're gonna keep Waller. Cool, keep Waller. We're gonna do this. We're gonna keep Max. Boom, boom, boom. Do that. Don't even play with it because now we're basically in a rebuild. When they said it was a retool, and all they had to do was retool the defense. That's all they did. Maybe get a guard. And
Yeah.
Alec, you know what I mean? And then to top it all off, if you really break down the offensive line, the running game was great, but they couldn't pick up a stunt. Nobody could pick up a stunt. So that's why they were always in distress with Carr, anyways. And then even with Stidham, you've seen that in the game. They couldn't pick up stunts. All they were doing was stunts on him, and he was all over the place. They couldn't block it. So with that being said, going back to Derek Carr's contract, whatever, whatnot, it did help him, but it hurt the organization overall. So when people say, oh, he's going to screw the organization screwed themselves because they should have traded him when he had value.
Right.
I'm not
I
saying he
think he
doesn't
still
have
has
value
value.
now.
I just don't think he has as much value.
As much.
But however, he might in the sense that he has all the power.
well,
But he has the value for himself.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like the house was trying to win, but then he flipped it on the house.
Yeah.
With that,
Well, you know
what I
the
mean?
Legion
Because now
Stadium's
he
the
has
only
the power.
house in Vegas that never wins. I mean, so there's that.
Oh, hey, that came out of your mouth.
Oh.
But
So
yeah,
before we're gonna bring in our next guest here, who is backstage. But before we do that, we have 2 guests backstage actually. So I don't know, I got all high pitched there.
I could step off if we need a refill.
Sure, we definitely do. But before we do that, Mother Moon, you want to shout out some of the chat?
I do. There's we have Walt here. He's been a new member, so if you haven't subscribed, please do. April, she's we're gonna have her on the show. April Ortiz. she has something to say, and we're definitely gonna have her here. Actually, she was saying something about that Renfro is awkward to women. So, and then DB's here. Hunter was hitting on you. Well, I'm telling you, this is the chat's opinion here.
Okay.
DB said Hunter was hitting on you. Okay, and we have Travis, Raider Travis. You know, Raider Travis is always one of our favorites. Been here from the beginning. He says, "I bet with Versace we would have been in the playoffs." Well, I don't know.
We have no idea.
I have no idea. But thank you all. Raider Speedy's here with us. Circus Raider, Otis. Thank you all for joining. You know, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Joe Melendez. The 2016 season was awesome. So everybody's kind of reminiscing a little bit about
Yeah, we'll get into our favorite moments here in a minute. So thank you, Mother Moon, for
Hollywood.
shouting out the chat. We are going to bring in our next guest here, which is our boy, Dirty Raider. What's good, my friend? What is good?
Brother Noomsy.
What's good? How y'all doing?
We are so good. So we've just been, we've been talking about DC and, of course, the statement he put out. We're just kind of, wondering what your take on his statement is. Like, what was your feeling behind that? Or did it give you any feelings?
Nah, not really. You know, people want to be mad. People want to be happy. Like, it. I said what I needed to say to DC personally. You know what I mean? I didn't feel I had to be public with it. You know what I mean? I hit the dude personally, sent him a DM and just told him thanks for everything, bro. It didn't work out. I appreciate his heart, his effort, everything, bro. But it, unfortunately, it didn't work out. Didn't pan out. We didn't get the chip. But still got nothing but respect and love and for DC. You know what I mean? Now, his statement. I mean, you gonna be mad at the man telling the truth? He wants to win a chip. Nothing has changed from the day that he stepped into the NFL to the day he's not here anymore. The man wants to win a chip, and he really thought he could possibly do it here, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to. You know what I mean? And I wish him all the best. I wish him all the luck. You know what I mean? And he will land where he wants to be, since he has the power to choose the team that he wants to go to. Right. And I guarantee you he chooses a team with some motherfucking defense.
Yep. And it sounded like his brother leaked, right? With some stability. Somebody that's probably had a coach for a long time.
Fuck his brother.
For sure.
Carr, bro.
For sure. But I think that it was telling.
Well, I think that was a kidney shot to Mark Davis, actually.
Good.
Look, if you've never worn the silver and black, shut the fuck up. We don't care what you gotta say. You ain't never played for us. You got a ring sitting on the bench. Yeah, you got a ring, but you was sitting on the bench. So, like, I don't want to hear. Look, I get it.
Well, like they said, they were happy with the family ring. So,
hey, I got a question for you, Dirty. I was listening to your show driving back from Cali the other day, and you said something about. You were talking about that ring sitting on the bench, but does the janitor really get a ring? Like, I was like, wait, is he joking or is he serious?
No, I'm serious. The janitor gets a
ring.
The
organization, they get to choose.
Anybody that works for the organization gets a ring, bro. The secretary in the office when you walk in gets a fucking ring.
Now they don't get the big old massive ass.
They don't get a massive player.
Oh,
they get a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller.
But it depends. I believe, and I think it's discretionary per organization on how they choose to distribute those. But yes, it trickles very far into whomever is employed by them.
So if whether it be like a pendant or a necklace or something, one way or another, the whole organization gets a piece of something. You know what I mean?
So you're saying if we were to win, Mark Davis so broke he'd give it to 5 players and the Las Vegas Aces. Is that what you're saying? Apparently he got money over there, right?
Hey, I know you saw it. I know you saw the WNBA championship trophy on display at Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Yeah, it's over there with our Super Bowls.
Oh, I didn't see that. Well, I didn't go over there, so why would I see it? But we're bringing another friend of the show here, Raider Twan's backstage. What's good, Raider Twan?
My brother Twan was good.
Twan, so nice you gotta say it twice.
Hey, you already know what it is, Eating this popcorn.
Mother Moon, you want to join the party too? Why not? Shoot.
I was like,
put Scotty on a sandwich up there.
There you go. Latino sandwich.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong adding sexy to the, sexy.
Hey,
to
Twan, ever tried chocolate and popcorn mixed?
Oh yeah,
yes.
All day.
I don't need substitutes. You know what I'm saying? I don't need substitutes, but that works for you. That works for you. I'm chocolate, so I don't eat myself.
You gotta be careful with that microwave popcorn, bro. You gotta be careful with that. That should make you sterile.
Not this one.
Man, I don't want no damn kids. I'm cool. To me,
All
all
right,
the
let's
Eat a
read.
bag every day, then you
every day
sterile
for the rest of my life. Make sure no more
J
kids.
Dub here. He's kind of hate. He says, Circus Raider said salute to Twan. J Dub, you kind of hating here. I think. I hope he don't get a ring. And now that he's not a Raider, I hope he don't win again now. If you're not a Raider, then you're against us. Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You have
I
to
hear
be.
I hear what you're saying, but I do wish him the best. If the Raiders are going up against him, 100% for sure. But I'm not trying to hate on him either. If he's up and he
See, I don't want to
watch every time he play us. This motherfucker have the game of his life every fucking
my
time
God,
he plays.
Oh, well,
bro.
wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
Shit.
Hey,
If we keep this defense, yeah, I would. And I don't even play quarterback.
Don't history repeat itself? Don't majority of the players that leave this team actually go to a successful team and do something successful?
Well,
is that the
yes,
reason why
but
5
I
players
think-
we cut this year are in the playoffs?
I think that's just because the turnover rate's so high. It's like with the A's too. They get the turnover rate's so high. The odds of
You're bound to find somebody.
No. See, a lot of people
be that your head coach can't recognize talent.
That's very true. And that McDaniels looks like a cop, and Ziegler looks like a snitch on Miami Vice.
Who's saying that?
And no offense. I know this is Raider football, but no offense to the Oakland A's. They've been the farm team for the Giants.
I was just about to say that.
The farm team for the Yankees for years. So
they've been the farm team for the entire Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Not just the Giants or Yankees, everyone. But
Red
anyway,
Sox.
let's get back on topic. Get back on topic.
She said you're gonna stop bad mouthing her A's.
Yeah.
We already know what's coming down the pipeline for them.
Mother Moon, we're moving on.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see. Cash Lord Raider. Carr brothers are the most
My boy.
losing family of all time. These are facts. Ooh, what are the numbers on there? And actually,
Cash Lord is from
does have a
Fresno.
Super Bowl
That's my
ring,
guy
though.
right there.
Regardless of him sitting on the bench, he does have a Super Bowl ring.
Yes, he does.
hey, but I think how many does McDaniels have though? Like 4.
As a
6?
head coach, none.
Right. But we're talking about sitting on the bench.
Yeah, he was sitting on the bench too.
Offensive coordinator, he's still
Sis,
got
I've said this before, sis. I'm not shitting on his ability to be a coordinator.
Nope.
I'm shitting on his ability to be a head coach. Everybody ain't cut out to be a head coach. I found out I'm not cut out to be a head coach when I tried to be a head coach.
But see that statement to me, and you're not wrong. Your statement isn't wrong, but it's still questionable if he could be an offensive coordinator. He was in Daddy's back pocket the whole fucking time. He ain't got nothing.
Because his Tennessee days is garbage. You know what I mean? Like those days are garbage too. Like,
yeah,
I've said it. I don't think he's anything without, you know what I mean, big boss hog over there. You know,
But see, we tend to like when these guys came. One of the first things I thought of, okay, when we said we're getting Ziegler and McDaniels, I'm like, all right, okay, what did McDaniels do last? Broncos, crap. Then I started looking at all the other coaches from the Belichick tree that actually were successful. You know how many there are? Oh, one. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was one. Vrabel. Out of how many?
That's what I'm saying. Is that's questionable too if he's even a good offensive coordinator.
Actually, well, it's 2, Arians and Vrabel.
Yeah, but Arians wasn't Arians with somebody else though.
Nah, Arians is from underneath the big boss hog tree.
Hold on,
But
That's why him and Brady got along so well.
I still put McDaniels under question when it comes to even him being an offensive coordinator when you have Brady as your quarterback.
What's wrong with your microphone, nigga? You sound like you talking
yelling at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on my iPad tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that shit low. You need to turn the microphone up. Barely hear you.
You all messed up.
Yeah.
It's low so you don't hear me eating the popcorn.
He got that Metro PCS Wi-Fi going.
Hey, but you eating that popcorn, that could have been a meme real easily right now.
Man.
Let's talk about, I mean, there's going to be speculation for months to come, right? I think there's going to be, I don't even think Derek Carr is going to choose where he goes until really February 14th, if I'm being honest. And there's been a lot of talk, right? I'm tired of the Brady talk. I'm tired of the Rodgers talk. I'm kind of tired of all the talk. But that's what we do. We talk. So what's good for the Raiders? I mean, to me, trading for a middle-aged quarterback with bum knees who, yes, has been very successful, that really has no mobility, and the Raiders having a soft O-line does not seem beneficial to the Raiders.
Who you going to trade for?
I think
Rodgers?
No, I don't think Rodgers or Brady.
I'm good on Rodgers. That nigga's trash. He's not going to get you no Super Bowl. He's been once in 11 years, and every single time he's been the favorite,
you barely get the
lost
Packers
to
one.
shit ass team.
Right. He's supposed to be the man.
He's the reason they're not in the playoffs now.
Right.
He's the reason they're not in the playoffs right now. You let the Lions whoop your ass.
Well, I'm gonna go back to my conspiracy theory. I said this all year long. I said when to win games, we need a player to do something spectacular. And every game we won, there was one player, couple plays here, couple plays there, maybe even one play where one player did something spectacular. I think the players sabotaged the organization's big plan. And that's why we're in this position to not be as high up as we are on the draft to get a quarterback. I think that was the plan all along.
Hey, he succeeded too much for them.
Exactly. And then you still, I don't give a shit how minimum of a chance you got, you still had a chance to get into the playoffs, and you still had Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller coming back, and then you benched them? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't see them even with Brady coming in and all this stuff. I don't see how other players are even going to respect or even want to play for this guy. It's going to be very, very hard, bro, because even us as fans, we can see the bitch in him. And I'm sorry because, he has worked very, very hard and very, very mediocrely and under the shadow of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You know what I mean? And I wish I could have got millions and millions of dollars to do that too. But, we're here. But what I'm saying is like these men that go out there and they're giving their, they're battling, they're doing all these different things, giving up everything. And then to get mediocre play calls, to have the number one receivers taking reverses and then having your number one defensive player in coverage, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? It's like they almost like literally like unraveled everything that we're going to do. Say, hey, we're going to put it all back together our way. And I don't respect them for that because the simple fact is they could have just came and just wiped everybody out. That's what they should have did. I would have respected them for that. But then when I was going crazy on SC's the other day when and saying that, everyone's saying I was crazy. You can't replace the 53-man roster. Guess what? It's going to be replaced.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, this dumb motherfucker McDaniels, he's going to dismantle the team, and then he's going to get fired because he's a fucking loser.
Yep. Then where are we going to be?
Zero again.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, you may not have to wait a whole season. If he goes 1-6, he's fired.
Maybe. But
I think 1-6. I think 1-6 is the mark. If they go 1-6, nigga, he's fired.
But let me tell you why I think. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm thinking that may not be their thought because I know that they wanted to tank, so they're not going to hold this season against him.
Right.
Oh.
But they will next year because he's got mad draft capital.
Yeah.
You got rid of Derek Carr talking about he was the problem. If you don't address
here's the thing. Now you got to put up or shut up. You ain't got no more scapegoats.
Right.
Yeah.
You do. If you don't address this defense, then next year you be like, well, I had to fire Patrick Graham because our defense. Well, you didn't get a nigga no puzzle pieces.
Dude, I think Patrick Graham won't make it to the next season. I've already said I don't think he'll make it to the next season.
They already ensured that they're running with them.
Oh, they
Well, you
did.
have to think that McDaniels has a plan, right, for quarterback. He doesn't. I don't think. I mean, I can't imagine. We can sit here and speculate all day because we're not in the room, but I can't imagine that McDaniels is going to bench Carr, get rid of him, and not have a plan of who he wants to be his quarterback. Like that sounds absurd.
Hey,
Well,
sis, I'm not trying to be rude.
Maybe
but
I'm giving him
fuck
too much
his plan.
credit. Maybe I'm giving
Hey,
him
sis,
too much credit. I don't know.
I'm not trying to be rude, but fuck his plan for quarterback.
Yeah.
If you don't plan to address this goddamn defense, I don't give a shit who's under center. You still ain't gonna win. Your defense is trash. Has been since fucking 2003. Your defense has been god awful. You've been either the worst or the second to worst in every statistic category since you've had DC.
I think there's a comment on there, Dirty, on what you were talking about, the 1-6. April was talking about what's his name? That owner, whatever the fuck he is, talking about Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't think they're gonna give up on him that quick, man. I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong.
You forgot the best part of her comment. Our
What's that?
owner is a moron.
Where is this comment? Oh, here. There we go.
I said it last night. I'm gonna say it again. For all those who want Mark Davis gone, Mark Davis will not sell this team till his mother passes away.
Oh, I agree.
The only reason why he's still holding on to this team is because she will not let go of what her husband built.
Absolutely.
But once his mom dies, I guarantee you he sells the team. He doesn't want to be here.
But
No reason
really,
for him to
don't
be
you think that this is all he has? He's like the man with this team. I mean,
He's trying to get into boxing.
Wow.
That's why he bought the Aces. He can easily sell the Raiders. His majority stake, keep a minority, minute part, still make some money, but let somebody else come in here and run things. And he just quietly collects on the back end.
Didn't somebody?
I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll end up selling
he did his
majority
entire
stakes.
life before his dad died?
Right. So there's a scapegoat to the scapegoat of the scapegoat. So the backup plan to the backup plan of the backup.
No, he gonna pull that 1973 Dodge Ram van out the garage. You know what I mean? He gonna get the shag carpet shampooed in the back. He gonna go buy him 20 pounds of marijuana, and he gonna just drive around smoking weed in the back of his 73 Dodge Ram, bro.
He can do that now and still be a Raiders fan, bro. Like be
yeah, but he can't do that as a Raider owner.
Shit.
You saw he caught shit for driving around in the Mini Cooper and got into a little fender bender in the.
Why does he dress like he gets his clothes from Walmart, bro?
Bro, I don't care where he shops.
Oh, I know why. Because he spends all his money on that dope haircut. You can only afford so much, bro.
Look, that haircut.
That is true. That is true.
I don't know if y'all have ever heard, but I know that haircut
Omar,
is
thank
a
you for the
haircut.
super chat. We appreciate you. He says our organization has been a mess before DCL did us no favor. Mark did good moving to Vegas, but he's hiring is not good. Gruden set us back multiple missed picks.
Yeah.
He was running out of letters.
The blame certainly goes around, that's for sure.
You know what's funny?
In that $5 super chat.
You know, we go in on each other, and you know, when we're going in, like as far as like facts, we're going back and forth. We'd be like, "Oh, I feel this way," or we do the facts on this one, and it's pretty evident that the facts are basically the same with Mark Davis. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not hiring the right people. He's not talking to the right people. He's not doing the right thing, so he's not even all in. So when he turns around and doesn't like what's going on, then he tries to make a decision that he doesn't even know what's going on. Robert Kraft doesn't say, "Hey, bench Brady." Robert Kraft is over there getting massages and shit, relaxing, doing whatever he's doing over there. You know what I mean? He's not worried about what's on the field because he's worried about other money that he has going.
He's not worried about what's on the field either. You saw that little blonde thing he had with him a couple of weeks ago?
I
did. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
y'all.
There's plenty of blonde things in Vegas.
Hey, y'all ever see that show, Bar Rescue? And then it's the dude. He gets the bar because his daddy gave it to him, and he runs it into the fucking ground. This dude gotta come save him. I need that motherfucker to come save us,
bro. For real.
Bar Rescue for the
show, man. NFL Rescue.
Okay.
Yeah, NFL Rescue. Come in and show you how to be a front office. Look, I'm telling you, I'm putting it out there right now. If the Raiders really need help in the front office to run this shit right, get in my DMs, come holla at me. I will
Now,
turn this franchise around. Fuck everything else. I'm going for defense. I'm throwing all the money at defense, and I'm gonna let fucking Chase Garbers play and watch us win because we got stellar defense.
Hey, can I answer that? I was just about to say that
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Travis. Yeah, Raiders. Travis from Fresno, right? Yeah. I think. Anyways, yeah. He's not going to be able to. Based off the number of money that we got and the money that's going to be out right now, we need a quarterback that's going to be making $25 million. And the thing is, the only kind of quarterback that's going to make $25 million is
How much money y'all think Brady's gonna get?
Probably about. He's looking at
It's not happening. It's just not happening.
He's looking at least 40, minimum 40.
So you think Brady's getting 40 mil?
Minimum.
He's not making that this year.
Not making that
40 mil? No way.
I think he's
None
making
of
like
us
20
need
this year.
14 million
Yeah.
is what Brady wants. 14, 1-4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
doubt that.
Well, the thing is, I don't
There's no
think
doubt
Brady,
about it.
Brady's
That's what
not playing.
I
for
highly
money.
doubt that the greatest quarterback in the NFL history is going to take $15 million where
Yes.
mediocre fucking guys.
You got to
Yes.
understand the
Yes,
greatest
will,
quarterback
because
in
he
NFL
wants
history
the
has
O-line,
always
he
played
wants
on a
the
low
defense.
contract.
Totally.
Yes.
But he gets up money up front, though.
No, it doesn't matter about getting money up front. It matters about them having money to address the needs of the team. That's why he's always been successful.
Yeah.
Because he leaves money on the table for them to address the needs of the team.
So I did not know that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he doesn't need
he's
40
always played for
grand
less
or
than what
40
he's worth.
million. Always. He doesn't
But
need
he has
40
great
million
investments.
bucks.
His money comes
He
from
wants
other
to
places.
win.
Okay, then why?
And by the way, the Raiders can't afford Brady at 40 million bucks and not be able to build around him and be a successful team. There's no way. And Brady would not agree to that. He wants to win. He's still playing. His whole family got wrecked because he wants to win. Because he wants to play. He's not gonna just do it for money. He doesn't need it. He's gonna if where he would go, I think he's gonna take the lowest he can because he wants the talent around him.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the issue though. Like for me, it's like, do I really trust that they'll be able to get everything, you know what I'm saying, to put Brady in the penthouse suite with all the furnishings, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's going to take in order for us to get there. The offensive line has to be solid. I'll say it like this again. Brady's a statue. You know what I'm saying? He's not going anywhere. If those guys do not block up front, guess what? It's an immediate sack. You know what I'm saying? And this defense, if they don't get the right groceries in here, it's going to be a problem. So that I'm cool with the whole bringing in Brady situation, but you got to bring in the groceries.
Well, see, that's what I said it last night. You know,
I don't even know if I'm cool with the bringing in. I might fast. I would prefer to fast. I don't need to do groceries either. I'm fasting.
The one that would be the one good thing about bringing in Brady. You know what I mean? Brady's going to make them build a structurally sound football team. He's going to make them address the defense. He's going to make them address the offensive line. That's one of the things that he is going to bring with him because he's not going to sign for anything less. Now, I'm not advocating for Brady. I'm not saying bring him in, but I'm just saying, like, if he was to come here, he's not going to require a lot of money, but he's going to make them do something that we've been asking them to do for a while. And since they don't want to listen to fucking fans, maybe they'll listen to a guy with 7 fucking Super Bowl rings. Address your fucking defense. But spend your money on defense. You have too many. You have too many Pro Bowl players this year. You know what I mean? Free agents, and you can afford them.
Yeah.
Why not?
I love this comment by April. It's so true. This is what the Raiders do. They look to one guy and think they can bring it and get the chip, and then he's a wash the next year. That's true. I think that is true. They do tend to weigh everything on one player, coach. Yeah, I would agree. Omar, thank you again for the other super chat. We appreciate you. Much respect to you all. I was drafting a QB, but every time you point out things that happen, I'm the organization. People say you're a Carr fan. I'm about facts, not feelings. DC was not the problem. We can go back and forth with that. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot
That's
of
a whole lot
problems.
of
Like I said
great.
earlier in the show, I think Derek Carr can win. I think he's got the leadership. He's got the discipline. He's a good quarterback. He just needs all the key components around him. I don't think he's that superstar player that is going to get you there, get a team there. But with the right package, I think he could. But that's anything. That's with anybody.
I don't really think he needs the right. I don't think he needs a plethora of superstars. I think what he needs is a team with a defense. In all honesty, you look at what DC has done in his career with lesser talent. Guys, aren't even they're not even all pro ballot players. You know what I mean? Like they're not even all pro ballot guys. They're just your basic run of the mill guys who got an opportunity in the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And most of his cast has been that, and he's been able to do. You know what I mean? But what we have not been able to do is win football games because we can't stop anybody. You know, like let's look at the wins that we had this year. They were lucky wins. Josh Jacobs breaks one to the house at the end of the game to walk off. That's luck.
I think a lot. I think that was last year too. They snuck in. The Raiders snuck in a lot of those games like they shouldn't have won, quote unquote. You know, never say who should or shouldn't have win a game, but yeah, I think they snuck in last year too.
There's I don't know if anybody on the panel knows this. I think I said it on Dirty last night, but you know, Josh McDaniels got put into the number 5 defense in the Broncos, and the reason why they brought him in because he was supposed to be an offensive guru and he was supposed to take the offense to the next level, and he had a losing season with the number 5 defense.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll just make sure everybody knows.
I've gone back through those games when he was with the Broncos, and there's several games there where he had the first half look really good and then fell off that second half. There's several games in there. I went through each.
Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah, it sounds real familiar.
I've seen that movie before.
Hey, you're having deja vu, bro.
I'm high. I'm high, but still though.
But that's I'm saying. We have to learn how to lose so we can win. It's like, dude, how much do you have to learn? You know, to get that win. It's overdue. So
I just think it's sad that
lifetime shit.
I just think it's sad that this organization is the way that it is. Like if we're sitting here talking about a quarterback is going to come in and he's going to set everything straight, they're actually going to bring in the right players and bring in the right groceries just because we're bringing in one quarterback. We should have been doing that from the get-go. I've been saying this for the past 2 seasons. No matter who's under center, we need to build this team, and it shouldn't just be because we brought in a quarterback that now we're actually going to build it right.
And to your point and April's point, because you're saying something similar, we brought in Gruden. He was supposed. Oh shit! Oh, here we go. You know, hey, you know, we brought in this fucking idiot. That's going to be it. You know, we got to, and nothing fucking happens. And the 2 head coaches that we have fucking winning, we fucking fired them. Like, so it's a recurring theme with this shit. That's an organization fucking problem.
Y'all. I love you guys to death, man. Let me have this one last closing statement.
All right, man.
You know, we as Raider fans, man, we're loyal to the soil. You know what I mean? Like we ride or die for this team, be it win or lose. Right? Mark Davis, can you be ride or die for us? Can you be ride or die for us like we ride or die for your fucking for your team?
He can't. He won't. No interest.
I'm literally asking him. I don't even need an answer. I need him to answer it. I don't need nobody else to answer it. It says I need him to answer it. I'm asking him. Can you be ride or die for us like we ride or die for you?
No.
And your friends.
He proved that.
I actually think he's given that answer. He's given that answer.
Yeah,
and I go back to that.
Well, if that's his answer, I need him to change that shit. I need him to replenish old boys' tickets. Yeah, I mean, you need to give that man the most nicest hospitality, bro. Like he needs to be able to be in the locker room when they talk. He needs to be on the sideline with his on the field with his wife and his kid in a nice, safe place. But you need to treat that man with the utmost.
Yeah.
Because
I
all
say
he
that
did
to
was
your
tell you
point,
the
Dirty?
truth. The same, your star fucking defensive player told you the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
All he told you was the truth.
Right.
Sucks and we deserve better.
We've gone
Right.
through a lot of highs and a lot of lows as Raider fans. We're fucking used to it. That's how we just built that way. I got you. We've gone through Jamarcus Russells. We've gone through 2016 season. We've gone through Super Bowls. We've done that high and low. The absolute lowest in my entire life, because I've been a Raider my whole life, is when you kick our own fan out of our own fucking stadium for simply holding up a sign. No profanity, not being vulgar, not being disrespectful, not being loud, nothing. That is the lowest we can
Nobody
fucking
wants to
get.
hear the truth, Scotty Waddy.
What's
Nobody
that?
wants to
Oh,
hear
I know.
the truth.
I know.
So that sign, both signs were true.
Yeah. Both of them
He was
were
like,
true.
look,
And there
look.
was a fan the week before also.
This sign?
Yeah.
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 That's the one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that, you know what? That motherfucker's lucky that was the last game of the season. Because I'm going to tell you, I know Raider fans. Every motherfucker in that stadium would have shown up with that sign saying, fuck you, kick us all out. Let's go.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was lucky it was allowed. Fuck that. Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker.
Well, hey, there's always a next season first game that we could all show up with that sign. We deserve better.
Yeah.
Let's do it this season.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna let nobody in with signs.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hide them bitches. They're not letting nobody in with signs.
Hey, look, we could wear t-shirts underneath our jerseys and take our jerseys off. What's happening?
Yeah, you could do that.
Hey, I got a will. I'm gonna find a way.
You got a way.
Still gonna out for that.
I gotta go put little men to sleep. I appreciate y'all.
My nephew.
All right, man.
Bye,
Thanks for
EP.
All right,
joining.
brother. Talk a little bit, man.
Thank you.
I know, Loa. I think you had to go too, yeah, or somebody did.
Yeah, I was gonna be taking off too. Yeah, I just thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I'll be out doing my show on Saturday too. If you guys want to come by, I'll send out the link to you guys, and you guys are more than welcome to. Hey,
All
Scotty,
right,
it was nice
totally.
meeting you, brother.
Likewise,
For the first
brother.
time.
What's your show?
Dirty Low. I do my Raider fan show every Saturday.
YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
All right, I'll
YouTube,
look you up.
it's all my name. Well, I have it low right there, but it's Dirt E Low. So.
Okay. Gotcha, brother.
All right, brother.
Dirt.
You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for joining
thank
us.
you. Always good to hear
G-Town.
from those two fellas.
Totally. G-Town 488. Thank you for the super chat. Bench McDaniels. I like your little clown Baby Davis icon there. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting offseason for sure. It's definitely going to be an interesting offseason. I'm, of course, right? Because, actually, I just thought of this. We're an hour into this, and nobody has even brought up Stidham. We're in question of who our quarterback is going to be. And we're throwing Brady and Rodgers and whoever else into this. And we haven't even considered the fact that Stidham might be the guy.
See, I don't think Stidham's going to be the guy. I mean, come on, man. He couldn't beat out Mac Jones as a fucking rookie. What the fuck are we talking about? He has one game that he.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying it is a possibility, though, because of McDaniel's relationship with him.
Right, but I think we all saw it. Again, I think there's a bigger plan. I think that the players foiled that plan by winning games on their own. By that Chandler Jones interception. Well, I guess it's called a fumble actually. That was like that wasn't the plan, man. That wasn't the plan. The players messed that up.
Totally.
I said it mid-season. I was like, come on, players, mess up the plan. Mess up the plan. Because I could see this shit happening. I could see him doing it. It was so obvious to me. So I don't think they had a plan. And if their plan was draft high, that didn't work. So I think they're scrambling right now. I do.
No disrespect, but I sincerely hope you're wrong. Only because I wouldn't even say I hope you're wrong. That sounds bad. I hope they have a plan, is what I mean.
Sure, I got you.
We're just hoping they have a plan, right? You don't bench your quarterback and shake up the whole system and not have a plan. I would hope.
Well, do you think they benched him thinking Carr is going to think, okay, I'm going to take these 2 benches. I'll come back next season, and they thought he's going to come back.
No.
But now now that he says he's out.
No,
No?
I think
No?
I think that McDaniel said we're too low in the draft to do what we wanted to do. I want to now prove that I can be the man like my daddy and bring my quarterback and he can do his thing. I think a lot of this shit right here is McDaniels' ego and Mark Davis's ego, but McDaniels' ego is fucking us right now.
Yeah. Mark Davis, I think, as quiet as he is and as dumb as we think he is, he definitely low-key has an ego. I mean, 100% for sure. I just think that it's going to be an interesting offseason. There's a lot of question marks. And as we talk, we'll just to watch some highlights of DC's years. He did have some good games.
I got a controversial statement that everybody's not going to agree with here.
Okay.
Mark Davis is the Donald Trump of football. Fuck you guys. I'm going to do it my fucking way. I'm going to bring my people. If you don't agree, get the fuck out of here. I said what I said.
Okay, can I take that a little bit further because I don't disagree? It almost reminds me of when Trump said, if I ever run for president, I will run Republican because they're the dumbest group of people or something like that. And Mark Davis is the same way. He doesn't say we're dumb. He says we're loyal. He basically says we're blindly loyal. Like, I can do whatever I want, and the Raider fans are still going to show up. So in that aspect, it's a fair comparison.
Yeah. Agreed. Yep.
And then you got somebody who disagrees with you, mildly disagrees. Didn't say fuck Mark McDaniels. Didn't say fuck you, something. He just said, we deserve
better.
Get out. $1,000 seats. Get out. And let me ask this. Why is the NFL in everybody's goddamn business, but they haven't stepped up and said, wait a minute, you allow signs, there's no profanity, he's given an opinion, this still happens to be the United States, and you kick him out? Why haven't they said something about that shit?
I'll explain it in this way.
Tell me.
There's a reason why the president doesn't get involved with certain things when it comes to every state, right? That they allow each state to handle, certain governments, right? Like we know in Vegas they have gambling, right? California, they said no to online betting, right? So what the NFL does is they allow these teams, owners, to govern their own, their own arenas, So that's why the NFL hasn't stepped in. But to the whole sign situation, the reason why, our brother got kicked out because it didn't push the agenda of what the ownership is trying to, have in their organization. Anything that's going to push mutiny or anything that's going to push against the agenda, they rather eradicate it or, try to harness that before it becomes, almost like damage control.
If that actually was the NFL's stance, and I know you're saying this is what you believe to be true, I dig that. But if that was actually their stance, I'm calling bullshit. When Michael Jordan wore his fucking Jordans, they fucking the NBA fucking fined him every fucking game. When other players do other shit, the governing body fines them, does whatever they do. So I would call bullshit if that was their statement.
Yeah.
And I know you brought a basketball reference in this. The NBA and the NFL are almost opposites. You know what I'm saying? Like you have far right and far left when it comes to that. And that's kind of the issue with it. Also with the NFL, a lot of good as much as we don't like Goodell or whatever the situation is, Goodell is pretty much ran by these owners. You know what I'm saying? And he has to pretty much do what these owners have, these owners say. So when you have that kind of politics in that situation, that also just brings in the reason why the NFL, which is Goodell, didn't really say anything because, again, it's an owner that made that decision.
I mean, I agree that Goodell is the biggest puppet of all the top sports. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it's a tough situation, but it again, it shouldn't have happened because again, but it didn't push the agenda of the owners, and that's why our brother got kicked out.
You're probably right on that.
All right, I think we might have to stop here. Let me try to
Oh, the gods did not want her to stop.
Yeah, I think we went a little longer, so we could have been knocked off online. I'm sure she's going to get back on if you could still hear us out there.
I think we got suspended for a minute because I was showing Derek Carr highlights, and of course, we do not own the rights to those highlights. We just wanted to bring you that content for your enjoyment, of course. So if you are back, welcome back. I don't know if you're going to be able to get back here, but we have turned off the highlights for now. But we just wanted to roll some highlights from Derek Carr's career as we were chatting about him. So no disrespect to anyone who owns that content, and we're happy to share the monetization of our pennies that we make here with the NFL. We're just because they don't have enough money, but we're just trying to make an enjoyable show for everybody. So
we'll give them their pennies.
I'll split my 10 cents with y'all.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. Can I just say really quick before we carry on? I love how we were just talking about the NFL and the commissioner and whatnot, as they try to shut us down for showing some highlights. I mean, I don't believe in conspiracies, but I do read between the lines, and yeah. But let me know, is anyone even able to watch? Are you still able to watch?
Yeah, Rita Rosie was on. She said we got cut off for a minute, but she's texting me now, so I think we're back on.
I'll say this on Spice. You touched on something that we weren't talking about, which is who's going to be the next quarterback or what we're doing there. Man, I've had to kind of shut down on social media a little bit. I am dumbfounded at how many Raider fans want Tom Brady on our team. I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless as to what. Since when are you a fan? Since last week or since when?
Yeah.
Do you not know? My 14 and I've talked about this on your show before. We've talked about Raider culture. We've talked about what to wear, what you don't do, what you do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And us Raider fans are big on that shit. My 14-year-old, who I am raising as a fucking certified Raider, tells me, my 14-year-old tells me, anybody but Brady. There is no way Tom Brady should be in our uniform. Now, for some of you grown folks out there who don't know culture, who don't know what the fuck is going on, I got a question. Since when did you become a fan? Like since when? What do you think?
Even if you become a fan, know the history.
Absolutely.
Right?
You're right. Absolutely. Valid point. Valid. Know what you're supporting.
Yeah. Welcome to the nation. But this is 101.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You said it best. This is 101. Yeah. Fuck Tom Brady. And a lot of people are out there saying, well, I'm not going to be a Raider fan. I'll put my membership on. Okay. I mean, hey, I'm not mad at nobody for feeling some type of way about that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to begin with. I'll deal with it when it does.
Right.
If it does, hopefully it doesn't.
Right.
But we had always questioned, how are you a Raider fan? Are you loyal to the team? Are you loyal to the Shield? Or is it just because you like a certain player?
Right.
Who is it that you pick? I think most of us Raider fans, we're loyal to the team, to the Shield. Yeah, we don't want Brady. We don't, we definitely didn't want Carr to go out the way he went out, for sure. But you got to know your history.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say this. This is what annoys. This is all hypothetical, right? We don't know if Brady's coming. We don't know if Brady wants to come. We don't even actually know if they're talking to Brady. This is all such speculation. But since we're speculating, I think would piss me off the most is not that Brady would come to the team, because he's only going to be around for a little bit longer. What would piss me off the most, and Mother Moon, you and I talked about this a lot. Yeah, we're loyal, but where do we draw the line? The fact that Mark Davis has the audacity to even entertain something like that. I get we want to win and we want to bring the best option to win, but as a 45 or 6-year-old quarterback, the way to make the Raiders better. So the fact that he would sit there knowing the fan base does not want it, or most of the fan base, at least the long time fan base, he's basically saying, F you, I don't care what you want. I'm going to do what I want anyway, and you're going to like it. And to me, that makes me more upset than actually having Tom Brady on the team. Because it's principle.
And here's a bigger fuck you to add to what you said. Let's say hypothetically that we won a championship with that.
Oh, am I just frozen? Am I just frozen, or we missed what you said? Unless I just froze.
Yes, I said let's say hypothetically that we won a championship. Do you know that everywhere we go, they would have an asterisk by that last championship, and they'd be like, "Yeah, but you guys needed the Patriots to come in and do it for you."
All right.
Fuck you. I'd rather have a losing season. Fuck that shit.
The thing is, I think I agree with that. It sucks. I think as Mark Davis, Baby Davis, is probably banking on the fact that this new fan base is not even going to recognize that, because he's moved. Listen, no offense to Vegas fans that have been loyal for years, but there's a lot of newbies trying to come in that won't even recognize the fact that that's even a thing. And I think I actually think that Mark Davis is banking on that.
Yeah, and you're right. And to extend on that, the new Raider fans would be, dude, why are you complaining? We got a championship.
Right.
You don't fucking understand, motherfucker.
It would be interesting to see. Like, it would be very easy to be able to point out new Raiders fans, because whoever walks into that jersey and a 12 jersey, we're going to know, does not know the history of the Raiders and why we don't support that. And anyone that goes and buys that is probably a newbie fan, or maybe I mean, that's what, because I'm not going to rock that shit. I'm not wearing it. I'm not buying
it. That jersey needs to stay on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I hear that jersey is one of the top sellers, I'm going to be so mad.
Dude, you'll have people at the tailgate with on the front of their 12 jersey say it says Stabler on the back, so they can be known that I ain't with that shit. It says Stabler on the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you will get a division. You will get a division of who is a Raider for the Shield, like Mother Moon says, and who's one of these fucking fugazi people right now.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, actually, now that you say that, it's unfortunate that if it does happen, he will taint the number 12.
Absolutely.
People are going to look at 12 and not even think. If it happened next year, I'm saying, I'm not talking. Listen, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I know all the long-term Raiders fans know that Kenny the Stabler is number 12. This is not addressed to you. This is addressed to everybody who's a fan moving forward, who's going to see a 12 and think that's Brady.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's like, it's like another stain on the team to do that shit.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay, there's too much Brady talk. My blood pressure is like freaking through the roof right now.
Well, okay, well then because Aaron Rodgers, isn't he 12 also? The other like rumored player to come to the team.
Let's play another 12. Oh my god.
I don't want Rodgers either, but I'll take him over Brady. That's for goddamn sure.
I'll take him over Brady, but maybe he can choose another number.
I just want Stidham to do well. I don't think he's going to be our long-time quarterback, but I want him to do well. Just like the.
That's true. April Gannon was 12 as well.
Well, okay, but
let me tell you this funny story.
Okay.
Last week I was in LA. I was at well, you guys know, but I was out in LA and we were hanging out, and there was a few fans from a few different teams, and it was 2 49er fans there, right? So they start going in on us, right? Now y'all getting Brady, I'm like, shut up with that shit. Shut up with that shit. And then they started talking about the 49ers, right? And I said, you know what? I'd rather you talk about how well the 49ers are doing than you talk about Tom Brady in a fucking Raider jersey. I was
Right.
like, I don't give a shit, dude. Fuck that. No.
But, and you know how well the 49ers are doing? I mean, this is totally off topic, but I'm going to bring it up. As of earlier today, anyway, by the way, the 49ers are a home team in the playoffs with the #1 defense in the league. And this quarterback comes with like a 5-0 winning streak, historical. I drink with my pinky up. Their playoff tickets are going for $89.
Ain't that how much it is to park over there at Allegiant?
No, it's more actually. Yeah. I like your point, Juan.
This is true.
That's just sad and pathetic. You know what I mean? That is just sad and pathetic. If the Raiders were in the playoffs with the season the 49ers are having, especially if like can you imagine Stidham coming in and going 5-0? Oh, excuse me. Nope.
No.
They're down to 75.
No, you just checked. They're down to $75.
$5. So if anyone has nothing better to do this Saturday and you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, I mean,
no, Santa Clara.
That's like, okay, by the way, I disagree.
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. I'm going to circle back and make this relevant. But I disagree with dry January. The only dry January I'm having is a dry martini. And that's about the price of 3 dry martinis in San Francisco. That's what their tickets are going for.
Sure. Facts are facts.
Dang, they pretty much begging people to go to the game.
Oh, they're going to be, you know why? Because it's going to rain probably. They're going to be free by Saturday.
Oh, that's right. We're getting another storm in.
Those are real fans. Those are bougie fans who want to sit in a freaking suite and talk tech or something. You think they're going to get wet? If it rains, it's going to be home field advantage for the Seahawks because that's all they do is live in the rain.
Raider Way says Great America is more expensive.
Their stadium is so poorly built that there's actually one side that like I have some, of course I live in the Bay Area, so I know some Niner fans, and they say there's one side of the stadium that when the sun is out, it's literally like a freaking oven over there.
Oh, yeah, the direction of the sun, right.
Yeah, so a lot of the times the reason why like you don't see anybody is because either they're not at the game or they're all hanging out in the concourse because it's just they can't even sit in, they say they can't sit in their seats. So
right. Okay, well, that's not a good excuse because it is January in the Bay Area and there's literally no sun. So they can't use that excuse, but I feel you, Twan. They just not fans.
Yeah.
$75 suit.
Let's pull up some of these chats everyone's just talking about. Yeah, Bugsy Raider, Salute Nation, much respect to everyone in the panel. Thank you very much. Good to have you here with us. What else do we have? J-Dub has a lot of comments here. A person died at the first game at Levi Stadium because of the heat. Is that fact?
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. Head over to the other side or head over to the concourse.
Wow.
I know. I'm surprised.
Yeah, Bugsy Raider says, Salute Nation. Much respect to everyone on the panel. Thank you back at you. We appreciate everyone that watched tonight. April, we never had a chance to get callers because, wow, we were just like rambling on and on again. But we'll carry on this conversation. We are actually going to be on next Tuesday, For Life Our Raider. It's roundtable with our all-female cast. Like I said last time, April, you're always welcome to join that whenever you like. We are going to have Vegas Ralph back on. If you missed that show from last night, he was the guy that was in the front row holding up the We Deserve Better sign. He had a great story to tell. He's going to be back on with his wife on Tuesday to talk about her side of the story because she was there with her 15-month-old son while her husband was being detained in Raiders jail in Allegiant Stadium for a sign that really offended nobody except baby Mark Davis's ego. So we're going to talk to her and see her side of the story. Raider Way, thank you for joining us. Fish and chips, as always. Thank you all, whoever did the super chat. Terry King, What's a good girl? She's always been a fan of the show. She is part of Straight Out of Sack, Silver and Black. You said Raider Rosie. She's part of the cast of For Life or Raider at Roundtable. You said she wanted to chime in, Mother Moon. In what
Yeah,
capacity?
she was in for a bit. Right.
Oh,
She got
okay,
kicked out.
gotcha. Okay, but we back. You know, we always come back. We're Raiders fans. Nothing can hold us down. Thank you, Raider Travis, for being a longtime supporter and a member of this channel. Who else? G Town, thank you for the super chat. You know, we always go over on our time. We should just call the show an hour and a half by now. But I'll kick it to Scotty Waddy and then to Twan. Any last thoughts, guys?
I mean, you know, we're all in limbo. You know, everybody wants to know what we're gonna do, where we're gonna be at quarterback. We all want to know what's gonna happen in the off season. We don't have that many damn draft picks to fix everything that needs attention, and you can't get a new coach and owner in the draft, unfortunately. So, I mean, I think we're all just kind of in limbo.
I'd love
You
to
know?
draft a new owner.
Jeez.
That would be fantastic. We are in limbo. It's going to be an interesting off season. I think we're all going to be kind of on pins and needles here, waiting to see what happens, especially leading up to that DC4 trade that is due to happen. Hard deadline on the 15th. Twan, go ahead.
If I hit that 1.25 billion, whatever it is, I'm gonna make a run at it. Don't be surprised.
I love it. Let's go all in and buy that lottery ticket. We'll buy Mark Davis out. Twan, any last thoughts?
We deserve better.
Oh,
we deserve better.
Deserve better.
Mic drop. Nothing more to say. Thank you for watching, everybody. We do deserve better. And you know, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching. See you on Tuesday for Life, our Raiderettes Roundtable. We are going to have Vegas Ralph on with his wife on his take on the We Deserve Better sign. Salud.